Read every day something which is other than your school book. Maybe it's a spiritual book, whether it's a knowledge book, general knowledge book, or you've come across a nice article to read, read. Even if it's one page of reading, get into a habit of reading.
Being an avid reader, reading newspapers and articles is a must. I also try to express my ineffable emotions through poems like these. Gardening and learning new languages are other things I love to do in my downtime. I also love Carnatic music and it's a part of my daily life.
I take interest in venturing out into new activities. My few hobbies are listening to songs of different genres and singing. Dancing is a must-do activity every day. I like learning words of different languages. Hello, Savai Kha, Pravitia, Ahalan, Konnichiwa, Daja How. Playing guitar and drawing are some of the stress busters.
My hobby is to do research about the scientific reasons for the difficult things.
I will do some projects, science oriented, that's also exhibited to Dr. Kiran Bedi ma'am.
And I like to sing some Carnatic songs, for example, Raja Raja Nuta Raghava Tyaga.
Drawing also is my one of favorite hobby.
Traveling is my hobby. I like to travel in natural areas. Nature gives me so much pleasure. I also love to cook new dishes and upload their video on YouTube. These are my hobbies that I enjoy to do and that give me so much enjoyment.
Everyone, my hobbies are cycling, playing badminton, playing indoor and outdoor games. I have keen interest in reading books. This is my favorite book. And I also love to help my mother in cooking and cleaning houses. Thank you.
जय धारी माँ, जय धारी माँ, मम्मी।
जय धारी माँ।
जय धारी माँ टू ऑल आवर चिल्ड्रन। हमारी ऑडियंसेस का स्वागत है। आइए जुड़िए, आज हमारा 85 सेशंस हमने पूरे करें और हमारे प्यारे प्यारे बच्चे हमारे साथ जुड़े। आइए उनको बहुत सारा प्यार दीजिए। मम्मी वो अपने अनसंग हीरो के बारे में बताएंगे। इंट्रोडक्शन आपने देख लिए, बस ये प्रेयर करते हैं ऐसे ही हंसते खेलते रहें, ये बच्चे खुश रहें, हंसते खेलते रहें, अपना ध्यान रखें। अच्छा, we see a little clip on their unsung hero and then mummy the conversation can begin.
Do we have 4 children to do?
2 more are having a little network issue.
Okay.
2
All right. So we got 4 of them today. We
Yes.
got 4 of them today, so they get greater attention.
Yes.
So let me say hello, Ojaswi.
Good evening, Mom. I'm really honored to be here to interact with you through this session.
Thank you. You from Panchkula?
Yes, Mom.
And which school?
Sacred Heart Senior Secondary School, Chandigarh.
Oh, that's my school too.
Yes, Mom.
Lovely. So you're from the Sacred Heart. Which class are you in?
Mom, 10th.
Wow, 10th already. That's a good big class.
Yes, Mom.
And Tanya, you're from New Delhi. Which school are you in, Tanya? Which school, Tanya?
Bengali Senior Secondary Schools in Civil Line.
Okay, lovely. And you are also in the
The
10th standard?
brand. No, ma'am, I'm in 12th standard.
Oh, you're on the 12th standard. You're way
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am.
That's good. That's excellent. And to these children, and you're from Puducherry. Hi, hello Puducherry.
Hi, ma'am.
You're in the most beautiful part of India.
Yes,
What makes it so beautiful? Tell me.
from seashore areas.
It's shore areas.
Yes, ma'am.
You walk the beach?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Ma'am, I also met you at Raj Nivas for my project
You met me for the project. Which was your project, Raji?
on
Rajni?
footstep power generation.
Oh, lovely. You
Yes,
came to Rajnivas.
yes, ma'am.
Lovely. That's a great memory.
Yes, ma'am.
And which school are you in there?
Ma'am, I'm from Shankar Vidyalaya High Secondary School,
And which class?
ninth standard.
Hmm, lovely. Is it warm there at the moment?
Yes, ma'am. Like sweating.
Sweaty always. It's
Yes,
basically humid most of the time.
yes,
Now the
ma'am.
beach is all recovered, isn't it? Beach is big.
Yes, ma'am. Very big.
Yeah, very big. I like the word very big. Now, who's our next candidate? I don't see
Bhala,
any.
Bhala is there. Bhala.
Ye cover nahi hua. Ah, that's
Bhala.
right. Bhala from Chennai. Chennai. Bhala, have you been to Pondicherry?
No.
Oh, you're so close and yet so far.
Yes.
You only about 3.5, 4 hours drive to Pondicherry, and well, you got a marina beach.
Yeah, ma'am. Marina Beach, Besant Nagar Beach. There are a lot of beaches nearby, ma'am.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you probably don't need to see the Puducherry beach.
Yes.
What school are you in?
I'm studying in Velamal Bodhi Campus, Kolapakam, ma'am.
And which class?
12th grade.
Oh, so Tasaina was saying, have you all worked on your unsung heroes? Okay, let me
Yes,
begin with you, Ojasvi.
We'll just see a quick clip. We'll
Okay,
just see a quick clip what this means.
okay. You made a clip. Okay, go ahead, Ojasvi. Explain your hero. Why did
Yes.
you choose?
So the unsung heroine from my region is Madam Aruna Asaf Ali. She was born in Haryana in 1909 at a time when the society was very rigid and social exclusion was prevalent. Birth of girl child was considered as a burden, and women were expected to stay at home and do all the household chores and rather than stepping out of their houses. So Madam Aruna Asaf Ali, she decided to break the rules and decided to live her life on her own terms. So although being opposed by her family, she married a man who was 23 years older than her. And it was because of Mr. Asaf Ali that she went into political struggle and got interested in that. And her renowned works are that during the Quit India movement in 1942, she hoisted the Indian national flag in the Govalia Maidan in Mumbai. When all the prominent leaders during that time they were present, so she decided to take the lead. And another incident is that in 1932 she went on a hunger strike in Tihar jail because she felt there was mistreatment of political leaders in the jail. So she decided to go on a hunger strike. And ma'am, what inspired me was that she could have just stayed at her home. She could have just followed what the society wanted her, what expected from her. But she decided to step up. She decided to face the society and stand for what she felt was wrong. So I want to end by saying that we should be bold enough to live on our terms, and stand against what we feel is wrong.
Very nice. Very nice. Well expressed, well prepared,
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
well shared. Well speaks about your grooming both at home and school and self grooming.
Thank you so
Did any,
much, ma'am.
did anybody help you, Ojasvi?
Ma'am, I interrogated from my grandparents first, but they told me something details about them. But then I inquired my parents, and then through the net I searched about her, more
That's the
about her.
training. That's
Right.
training today. Is well self research. Take help, but do self research. Super. You see, today the information technology enables all this knowledge for you, isn't it?
Right, ma'am.
Very good. Tanya, your turn. So, Tanya, carry on. Who's your
Yes,
unsung
ma'am.
hero?
So, ma'am, my unsung hero is 40 Sriram Mullu. I heard them from my NCRT textbook of class 12. Politics since independence. I heard for so many freedom fighters on in this book, but I get inspired so much from him that he was also what I tell about him is that he was also a veteran Gandhi. He was totally like Gandhi ji, and I am so much inspired from Gandhi. Uh, uh, Let us know something about Poti Siraramullu. So what he did was is not much known for us, but I want to express it. So, ma'am, at the end of his life, he fought fast for 58 days till his death in for Andhra province, and he was the father of Andhra Pradesh. He fought for
Oh,
Telugu people. At that time, Telugu people were very much, but they were not at stronger by any freedom fighter. So he was there with him. At that time, Gandhiji was not there. After independence, I am talking about. So, ma'am, Poti Sriram Mullu was there, and he took fast of 58 days until he died.
anything about any memorials about him in Andhra?
Yes, ma'am. He left his job to have role in Salt Satyagraha movement with Gandhiji.
Anything, any memorials in his name? Any colleges in his name? Any institutions in his name? Have you come
No,
across? Have
ma'am.
you heard?
No, ma'am. I have not heard any, but I have just heard about any statue
Ah,
on his
where is
name
the good? Where is the statue?
in Andhra Pradesh.
Very nice. In Andhra, where? Any idea?
No, ma'am. I have not heard about it. I have
But
only
you
read.
know, you read that there is a statue on him.
Yes, ma'am. In my
Hmm.
textbook.
Okay, good. Textbooks are so valuable. Textbooks actually give you a lot of basic information. The better the textbook, the better your knowledge. But you can study more. From the textbook is a basis. Textbook only helps you begin.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I
I
right?
have searched on the Google.
Then, acha, that help you more.
Yes, ma'am. On YouTube also.
What was in Google and YouTube? What was not in the book?
Ma'am, it was not just a ma'am. We heard for so many freedom fighters, but he was unsung, and that my textbook taught me. And in my textbook, it was all only written that he was veteran Gandhi and he was a freedom fighter or fought for any movement or whatever. But when I searched on net, I got full information.
That is the point. Tanya, this is a message for all students for you. The students who are listening to you, the textbook is a beginning. It's a trigger to do more research. And sure enough,
Yes, ma'am.
the Google gurus of the day give you more information.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And the YouTube? Did YouTube have a film on him, or was it just this text?
Ma'am, it was just his biography.
It's a biography. It was a biography.
Yes, ma'am.
Was it
Yes,
by
ma'am.
slides or still pictures? Or did they have any movie on him? Did they have any pic captured? Nothing.
No, ma'am.
Ah, very good. I'm glad you did your research, both through the Google and the YouTube and your book. All the three. This is a great habit for you to study as a student, to be looking at all possible sources of information.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, good, Tanya. I'm glad you did that. Whose help did you take?
Ma'am, nobody's just my school teacher.
Oh, lovely. You took her help, him or her help?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
How? How?
Ma'am, nowadays, a few days back, it was Corona when I read about him. So I asked him, my school teacher Prakash Biswas sir. He's in Bengali teacher and political science teacher. So he told me that sir, I also don't know about much about him, but I can assure you that you will all definitely get inspired from him.
Mm, that's right. I'm so happy that you took the help of your teacher. And first of all,
Thank
you
you.
identified him, and then you went to your teacher asking for more information about him.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Well done, Tanya. Very nice. Congratulations. Well
Thank you,
done.
ma'am.
Very good. Okay, Rudy Srivaran, what does Puducherry tell me?
Ma'am, I'm admired by the Lakshmi Sagal, who was then captain of Indian National Army under the captain of Subhash Chandra Bose. She was the ardent freedom fighter and a social activist in Subhash Chandra Bose Indian National Army. She was fondly called as Captain Lakshmi. She dedicated her life for public services in various capacities. Sagar was committed in ideas of socialism, anti-imperialism, equality, secularism, social justice, and women empowerment. She was born on 24th October on 1914. She broke the social conventions and the caste practices followed in Kerala. Shagal was witnessed the freedom struggle with her mother, A.V. Ammukutti, a social activist, and also she was a freedom fighter. Sagal completed her studies in medicine from the Madras Medical College in 1938. At the time there was an outbreak of Second World War. Most of the doctors were recruited to serve the imperialist forces. However, Sagal went to Singapore and initiated the medical services for the Indian and some Chinese and Malay patients. She joined the Indian Independence League formed by freedom fighters Rashberry Bose in 1941, and she also became the captain of women regiments in INA Indian National Army, and she also called as Captain Lakshmi. Uh, After the independence, she spent the days with traversing the length and breadth of country, addressing the poor and marginalized peoples. She passed away at the age of 97 after suffering the cardiac arrest on 23rd July 2012.
Where did you find her?
Ma'am,
Where did you find her? How did you choose her?
ma'am, we can think that in 1930s to 50s, people are thinking that army can command only through the boys. But she broke that wall and she became the captain of army in Indian National Army. She never think that anyone can say anything. She do what she think. So I
Good,
will admire by her.
good. And how did you find her? How did you select her?
Ma'am, by my textbook in Tamil, I had the lesson from her.
This is your class textbook or earlier textbooks?
Class textbook only.
Which class?
On my ninth.
Acha. This she's in the ninth class book.
Yes, ma'am.
That's nice. And why did you choose her, not anybody else? Because there'll be many others too.
Yes, ma'am. Most the thing is she was a girl, woman. She was with bravery, so that many of the heroes were there, but she admired me more.
Ah, So you were attracted also because she was a woman in uniform,
Yes, ma'am.
and therefore more brave. Do they teach you in the classrooms like this? Do they teach you in your classes? Do they teach books like
Ma'am,
these, or
they will
do
teach a part of her life, but I searched in internet and I read some articles about her.
that's nice. Do they tell you in the classroom, the teachers, to how to research?
No, ma'am, I am self-interested in research.
Don't worry asking my asking you question. I'm just trying to probe how much help you get from the teachers in the school. Do the teachers guide you how to research?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
How?
Their teachers are
Do they
encouraging them
guide
now.
you how to research?
Yes, ma'am.
How?
Ma'am,
Explain.
they told that the names of articles you can search in this can get a full information about her.
Right. That's very nice. So they guide you to with the identified articles which you can read.
Yes, ma'am.
Have the schools opened in Pondicherry? Are they still closed?
Yes, ma'am, it's running, ma'am. Schools are going on.
Now they open. You're back to
Yes, ma'am.
school.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you for your preparation.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for your research and your selection and your hard work, Rudishri.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Now let's look at Bala. Bala.
Ma'am, the unsung hero I have chosen is Gazalu Lakshmi Narasu Shetty. He was born in 1806 in Madras Presidency. His name is that like every Indian should be remembered of, because in Madras in those times, people no one was dare to actually start a resolution or have an association even before the 1847 first revolt. So, but he was brave enough, even by being a merchant, he sold literally all of his wealth, and he started association and made so many campaigns. He started the first newspaper in Madras, the Crescent newspaper, and also started the Madras Native Association in 1849. He was also a staunch advocate of women empowerment and started many schools. The most show stealing thing of him is that what I got mostly inspired of that even he was given the highest position in the society. He could have just shut them out as the British gave him so much money, but he just left all those money and he came into the streets to tell to people and make awareness into the people's mind that they were being brainwashed, they were being suppressed by the British forces. Uh, by the education system, in means of education system, in means of pro-listalization activities. So he came in educating the people and bringing them up front for the freedom struggle. Now, even before
Now,
even Savarkar expounded the meaning of Hindutva, he was the first person in Madras to expound the meaning and give the people the real meaning of the freedom struggle there.
fantastic. How did you search him?
Ma'am, I got a research journal about him, ma'am. Not much was found in the internet, but a research journal and some magazines I got, ma'am.
Oh, which magazine? Did you have magazines or did you come across in a magazine?
It's an e-book, ma'am. Swarajyam, the e-book which is found in the internet. They run an e-book workshop, so I enrolled and I got that book for this.
Very nice. I'm so happy. You youngsters are becoming so technology users. I think the
Because
COVID has actually driven you faster towards the use of technology to search. Am I
yeah.
right, Pala?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because actually, he's the real unsung hero, ma'am. Because not many newspapers, even textbooks, were not telling much about him, ma'am. But only few articles and journals were talking about him.
Hmm. I'm so happy that we are carrying on with this focus on unsung heroes, because you students are picking up the history of India, the freedom, particularly in fact, the movement even before Gandhiji came on the scene.
Yes.
Do you girls ever get the time to listen to the morning radio, 8 o'clock radio, where they talk about unsung heroes? If you are you in school at that time? You are in school at that time,
Yes, in
isn't it?
school times. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're not on school on Saturday, Sunday, are you? Or is Saturday also school?
Saturday is also working for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do one thing. At least Sundays you could have a look. and listen to the 8 a.m. radio news, 8 a.m., because there's a quiz program. There's a quiz you can win. There's a quiz on freedom on Amrit Mahotsav, and they talk about a particular life or an incident, and they ask the person to tell us who was it, and the lucky winner gets a prize from All India Radio. What you can do is, girls and boy, you can listen to it at least on Sundays. Okay, and it's all about this. Because one of your question is about patriotism. Bala has asked a question on patriotism. Now you see your question is linked to that. So how do you pick up now? Ever since I've also been listening to the morning radio news for this portion. Ever since I've been listening to radio news all the time, but they've added Amrit Mahotsav from the 15th August of last year, as we started 75 years of celebration. So they've added the episode of Unsung Heroes. And in that, they are narrating incidents about these brave, courageous people and some incidents. And that's when you realize how hard and how harsh the fight was. It was very hard and it was very harsh. And from there, you really realize how actually cruel the British Raj was when they were suppressing the movement and individually attacking and sending people for long term jails. And some of them youngsters were shot dead. And they didn't even spare women. They did not spare youth. They did not even spare young men. So that's when you realize how difficult the whole fight was. And much before the Mahatma Gandhi came on the scene, and then it picked up a national dimension. But prior to that, individually, people were fighting and giving their life for freedom movement, for freeing. Like for instance, this is asking for Andhra, but there were lots of freedom areas where they were fighting for causes, and how tough the British were, and very punitive. They were very punitive. They were very punishing. And people were not rich and they were not very highly educated. Some of them, of course, very learned also. They all suffered equally. And long-term jails, like even Aruna Asaf Ali went to jail. So this is great. Now you have questions to ask. Let me begin with Bala. Your question, Bala.
My question is, why is the sense of patriotism is very less among the current generation? Is it due to the education system that is not fueling it much, ma'am?
I think you are giving it the answer yourself. What do you think? You see, the way we are discussing unsung heroes, should we not be discussing these things much in our families, in our auditoriums, assemblies? If we do that, and if we go back to not just a small 2 pages or 3 pages of history book, but you read it, expand it, and discuss it in an auditorium. You see, when you know what is the meaning of patriotism, tell me what's the meaning of patriotism. I'll give you my meaning. What do you think is the meaning of patriotism, Bala? What do you think?
The sense of one's own feeling of the country, ma'am. The pride of one takes of the country's pride.
Exactly. It's a sense of belonging. It's a sense of belonging. Why do you love your mother? What makes you love your mother?
As she's kind and caring, affectionate.
It's a sense of belonging. Isn't it? When you belong, it's like patriotism basically means love. It's being love for the country you belong, love for the motherland. Here is a motherland, the other is the mother of your mother who gave you birth. And the common thread is you belong to both. You biologically belong to your mom, but as for the place of birth, where the mother lives is the motherland, the land of your mother. That becomes the motherland, the land of your mother, right? It's like mother tongue. It's a language of your mother. That's why mommy speaking Tamil, and as a child you speak Tamil. It's a mother tongue, isn't it? Yes. We learn other languages later. That's why patriotism comes out of the love for the mother and the motherland. But mother, you love mother because you belong to her. but we lose the sense of belonging to the motherland. And how do you belong to the motherland if you know your mother? But do we know your motherland? And the way we teach history in our schools, or not learn history, is not, it's not teaching, it's the way we learn. You see, you already learned unsung hero on your own. You did not have a class. You did not have a class, but you've done it. But you see what's happened? It's actually inspired you to learn more and now understand, oh my God, this freedom which I have today since 75 years, which we take for granted, has come on the shoulders of sacrifice of millions, and they were unsung. Here we want to if we want to do something, each one of us wants full credit for it. They died without asking for any credit, as you also explained that he did not, he wanted no credit, he just fought for it. You do it for the love of it. So patriotism means when you have a sense of belonging, and when you sense of belonging, you want to know more and you want to understand more, you will read more, and then you will develop a love to do something for that. And then you stand up for it. You stand up for the dignity of it. And that's where you sing the national anthem. You have an identity, you have a flag, you have the Indian culture, then you study the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Gita, and all our Sanskrit literature. Maybe you learn Sanskrit, maybe, because you want to know more about your own country as an additional subject, or as something extracurricular. That's patriotism. You understand that? So this is what, when we decided to do it, it's when you, and why? It's also being courageous for them. It takes you to a level of courage. What happens when a soldier lays down his life for serving the country? It's out of patriotism. He loves the country, he loves his uniform, he respects it, and he wants to protect the country. He does it he lays down his life in valor. That's why we do the Paramveer Chakras. We do the Paramveer Chakras, right? Don't we? To involve, they are called the patriots of the country. So this is patriotism. And why it is due to education system? It is education inspires you. The system actually triggers you. It incites you. It makes you hungry to know. And it's general knowledge. It's not just an examination. You read 3, you read 33 more, because you are now want to know more. So that's why I said go to listen to the radio at least every Sunday, and you will find there were so many unsung heroes. And the best part every time I hear is there was no part of India which did not contribute.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was no community which did not contribute. There were Hindus, there were Muslims, there were Christians, there were Parsis, there were Sikhs, everybody, somehow or the other. There were Punjabis, there were Andhrites, there were Tamilians, there were people from all over the country. And they were young, they were old, and they were illiterate, they were educated. Some of them were absolutely poor, and some of them were very wealthy as well. So we've had all sections of society who contributed to the freedom movement, and they all suffered. They all sacrificed out of patriotism, because they felt the country belongs to them, not to outsiders, and they wanted the Britishers to leave. That sense of patriotism. Anything else three of you would like to say, or just me? Would you like to add to what I've said?
Ma'am, for me, patriotism is the love for the country, which comes from within actually. It's not that someone would instill it in you. It's something that comes from within, the feeling to, stand for your country, to represent your country somewhere, to do something good for your country, for the betterment of your country. For me, patriotism is actually that. And ma'am, I would like to mention that my school actually does these activities. Every week there are certain activities related to Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, and a few weeks back we had this session on the unsung heroes of India. So I've read about Captain Lakshmi Sehgal from there, as Rudhishwaran talked about.
See,
So
this is called education system, part of the education. Now here, the school is promoting it.
Yes, ma'am.
Or here by our we discussing it, we promoting it. But now you are self-promoting it. So somewhere the school promotes it, and somewhere you learn it yourself, and somewhere the book triggers it. You never know what. And today you have YouTube's triggering it if you're looking for it. That's the way. Anything else you want to say, Rudhir? Or what do you think about
Ma'am,
patriotism?
patriotism is the feeling that a very big bond with the country and me. I love my country, India, because it has a nature, various culture, various religion, various languages. Because I love my country, uh, it is also my motherland, so I loved it more.
Yes. Good. So, Bala, these are a good question, and you've got these answers now. Have you understood? What have you understood?
It's that like education system. It's not really we should be dependent on only one source of educating ourselves on patriotism. It's like we can get from through books, journals, sometimes through school events, sometimes through some press conference. Through any mediums, we could be able to get that sense of patriotism and feeling. It's not only
And
education.
as Ojasvi said, it's inner feeling, it's inner love.
Yes.
And to be proud of it. Well, India has lots of deficiencies as well, but it also has its strengths. So you understand its strengths and you understand its weaknesses. And then, as a patriotic citizen, you resolve that I will be its strength and not its weakness. That's lovely. It's like I will make my mother proud. You want to make your mom proud. I want to make my country proud. See, when they win the medals in Olympics or elsewhere, it is not the name of the person is announced. What is announced?
Countries names also.
Medal to India, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
Medal
ma'am.
to India.
Yes.
So medal goes to the country, not to the individual. Individual is given, but the medal goes to India, and India's flag goes up, which represents all of us. It represents the motherland. That's patriotism, and that's why they all wrap the flag around them and they sing the
Yeah.
national anthem. That's at that time it is the motherland, not the mother and the father's name, because the motherland then has it represents 1.3 billion people. Yeah. Okay, good. Oh, Jasvi, your question.
Yes, ma'am, I have a couple of questions. So, since we are all teenagers and this is the most crucial part of our lives, so I wanted to ask that how to use our resources wisely and how to channelize our energy to bring in more productivity.
Read low. I would say use your time very well. Time is flying. You were in kindergarten few years ago. You were in the primary and you're already in the middle and you're at the higher level now. So time is going to fly. So you can't stop the time flying, but you can use the time exceedingly well. And in this time, all you teenagers, the more you read at the moment, the more you play. Play will make you coordinated mind, body, soul. And the more you read, it will enlighten you, become make you aware of the world around you. And therefore, reading and playing at the moment. And as you read and play, school is making you extracurricular also. It's giving you all activities. That's why school is full of not only classroom, it has the playground, it has the drama, it has the art, it has the music, it has sports, it has other activities. Participate in all activities. Develop your hobbies. So at the moment, be all rounders. As teenagers, if you're all rounders, you're developing all round. But extra would be reading beyond the books, which means you can read literature, you can read biographies, you can read history. Books will give you, but extra beyond now, fortunately, the library is in your hands through your computers and your mobile phones. So as teenagers, you will then, as you read and as you involve in all the extracurricular activities and you network and you see the media and you see the world, If you choose your time carefully and make your choices and preferences better, you will be then targeting gradually towards what you want to be. You will get your direction. Like, for instance, when I was your age, I was getting my direction that I will move towards public administration. I will choose public service. My father had hotel business. My father properties, they had hotel business. I was not getting attracted towards his business. I was getting attracted towards public service, right? Because there was sports in the family. So sports and so what happens is that when you and similarly my subjects in class, what was attracting me was political science, civics, history, humanities was attracting me. So once it attracted me, it I was getting by participating, debates, declamations, dramas, sports, athletics, all was attracting me to become a public servant, all rounder. So, school is developing you to become all rounders. So, as teenagers, if you participate in all activities, you'll start knowing what are you very comfortable and happy with. Then that is the line to be chosen. Suppose you love science. While studying, you are very happy with science and STEM. You are very happy with mathematics. You can move to those streams and invest more time into that. That means you could read about scientists more, research about them more, study about that subject more. That's your channel. Then you're getting into that track. And today, national education policy, now that you are going to be out of school soon, but the new children will have a choice of science and humanities both. That's a mixture. They'll be flexible. Like I couldn't have science and other languages. They said no, science and mathematics only. Today, a next student can have science and geography, science and anthropology. So they'll be able to do that. So because you never know whether you're a humanities student or are you a science and mathematics student. You're an engineering student or are you a student of biology. So this is your age.
Right, ma'am. And ma'am, my second question was that although not for me, but a lot of students in our country, the education system is very rigid. A person doing something apart from academics or trying to pursue a career apart from the academics is seen as an outcast. What to do in these situations, ma'am?
It changed a lot, Ojasvi, and the new education policies altered it dramatically. So your system will be now old. In another 3-4 years, your younger brothers, sisters, you will see a different approach where you will be graded. You will be graded in your extracurricular activities as well. Earlier, पढ़ाएगा तो नालायक पढ़ेगा, खेलेगा तो नालायक हो जाएगा. तो अब खेलेगा तो भी उसके नंबर मिलेंगे. So if you are into other activities, you're an outdoor person, you are better at that, you are better in craft, you're better in a vocational skill which school will give you, you will get graded. And you can change your subjects accordingly. That's what happens in Western countries. And then they get credits. You can drop out of school, go to do a internship or an apprentice, come back to college after you still have your grades. So now there'll be with new education policy, you will have these flexibilities. So it's no more now an outcast. That generation will now fade away gradually. But for you, time now is now with your university, be very careful with the kind of subjects you choose because that's going to link you. But along with that, make your value system strong because you must develop the person in you while you move towards a professional. What kind of a person are you developing? And that's what unsung heroes and this history and this spiritual knowledge, sacred knowledge will help you grow more better. Great. Okay, Advasti. Thank you. Rudishri, what's your question?
I have one question. What is your secret behind your success? Ma'am, what is the secret behind your success, ma'am?
When is success over? Tell me.
Ma'am, you are
when
the
is success over?
IPS officer.
What is the secret behind my becoming IPS officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Examination. And what is behind examination? Preparation. What is behind preparation is your subjects. What is behind subjects is your time you spent. What is behind that is the subjects you chose. What is behind that the subjects you liked. That's the secret. See, it's a chain. It's a chain. And behind that is what do you want to be? Behind that is a dream. Is love what you want to be? What do you want to look like? Isn't it? So it's a chain. And everything you make, every time you make a good decision, is success. To me, when you explain to me your unsung hero is success. You succeeded in researching, identifying, and delivering. It's success. So I ask you, what is behind your success? Now, what will you tell me? Ma'am, I chose, I researched, I studied, I read, I prepared. Isn't it?
Yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
it? So, and you succeeded, and I clapped for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Did I? So you feel like you've succeeded because you've been applauded, you've been appreciated, and you feel I did a good job. Don't you feel? This is
Yes, ma'am.
success.
Well,
So
well,
behind every success is a want, is imagination, is intention, is preparation, is a design, and there is a disciplined hard work. And the more you do, more intense it is, the more you get. Less you do, less you get. More you do, more you get. More hard work, you get the All India Civil Services. Less you get, less you go. It's all there. So success is a result of how much you give to life in every activity you want to achieve. That's success. It's like 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 10 on 10. But main thing is your inner feeling. It's not 10 out of 10. It's a feeling of joy. Aren't you getting a feeling of joy of sharing what your success story was? You
yes,
talked
ma'am.
about Captain Sehgal, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. So this is your answer to your question. What is any other question?
No, ma'am.
Tanya,
Okay.
Tanya needs to ask a question.
Yes. Now, Tanya.
Yes, ma'am.
What are your
Yes, Tanya.
question?
Ma'am, my question is what any student should think before choosing his or her career.
What should do student should? What
What
did you
should
say?
a student do before
Hmm.
choosing their career?
Oh, they have to. Can I tell you to become an astronaut when you are not interested in science? Can I tell you? Who will choose what you
No,
like?
ma'am. Ma'am,
Who
but
will
how
choose?
to find what I want?
All right. When you go to your food, how do you know what you like to eat?
What my mind says.
Ah, your mind says this is no. Your mind wants. Mind wants. It's the mind says, and then you want, and then your hand goes there. There are so many food items, and you go and pick up a particular. You pick up a pastry, or you pick up a biscuit, or you get a piece of cake, or you pick up a samosa, or you go for a golgappa. Right? Do you mix all, or do you have a preference?
Preference.
Huh. Now, did somebody tell you to taste it, or did you go on your own?
Go on my own.
Right. That's what career is. In your own career, today there are many options. You can go in business, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be a startup, you can be a technologist, you can be an academic, you can be a public servant, you can be a soldier, anything you want. Only you know what you like. So when you look at the world, when you look at the world, what attracts you? What attracts you? Being a doctor in white coat, being a police officer in uniform, or being a businesswoman, business person in suit, or a pilot flying high. What attracts you? What attracts you?
Ma'am, being a teacher.
Oh, wow. So education attracts you, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
That's it.
Ma'am,
So that
teaching
means
poor students.
wonderful. That means
Teaching poor students.
Lovely. So teaching attracts you, and helping the downtrodden attracts you. See that? Now you know what you like. That means if you go towards what you like, you will always enjoy it, because you are where you want, where your heart is. So there's nothing better or less. IPS is not better than teaching, and teaching is not better than IPS. Both have an equal value. You must know what you attracts you. And every human being does have an orientation towards certain attractions. You must know what attracts you, what makes you happy, and then work towards that qualification. That means if you're in education, you can go in for a PhD, you can do a PhD, more and more academics, more and more research, more and more of reading, more and more writing, and you can open your own school, or go and teach in a school, or go into a university and a college. It's up to you.
Yes, ma'am.
But see, you
Ma'am,
like, yeah, carry on.
ma'am, I have another question.
Question, ask me.
Ma'am, what is the meaning of success in students' life?
What's the question? Specific what?
What is the meaning of success in a student's life?
Oh, what is the meaning of success in a student's
In a
life?
student's life.
I think the biggest success in a student's life when the student starts enjoying reading books, enjoying the academics, enjoying the school. To me, success, not marks, but enjoyment of learning. The moment the student starts enjoying learning is success. This is how I'll measure. I'll not measure somebody 10 out of 10, but is bad. And if he gets only 9 out of 10, is crying, oh, I didn't get it. To me, this is not success. To me, success is, oh, I did my best. I got 9 out of 10. I'm enjoying
Yes,
it. I
ma'am.
did well. Oh, but you didn't come first. Doesn't matter. I am enjoying. I did well. I got 9 out of 10. And enjoy. I got so much knowledge. I love knowing. I love my reading. I love my teachers. I love my class. I love my playing. Loving what you're doing is success as a student. Not getting full marks, but enjoying what you get while giving it your best. You give your best and enjoy the result. That's success. And
Thank you,
savor.
ma'am.
Yeah, and savor, taste the knowledge. It's tasting the knowledge. Today you all talked about unsung heroes. You're all feeling excited about that life you read, and it's inspired you. This is success. This is success. Anything which makes you, drives you to some work and makes you get a sense of achievement is success. When you are hungry and you eat the food and it makes you feel nourished, right? That food is a success. Mummy is a success. That mummy is giving you food, you felt nourished. Mummy's food cooking is a success because it's fulfilled your hunger and it's nourished you. That's success. But is it only one time? Every day she has to succeed to give you good food to eat. Every day. Every day. It's like you have to read every day, take exam every week. So it's a continuing success is a journey. It's a journey in life. Every day you have to continue to accomplish for yourself. Yourself. Right? Okay, Tanya?
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Now who's left? Bala. Bala, your turn. Oh, your turn is over. I think we covered all. So would you like to sum up? We got a few minutes to go. Saina?
Yes. Children, you all are very, very sweet. All of you. And I'm again going to say this. So, Jasvi, when I see you, I see my little self. I see that. Very, very innocent and blessed, Rudhi and Bala and Tanya. Okay, I've written a few points. I will share them. Always let simple joys of life mean something to you. because that's what I'm seeing today. Let simple joys of life always mean a lot to you. So seek that. Start praying, all of you. Start seeking grace. Start praying. Start seeking grace. Develop your devotion. Develop your devotion. When you were talking about your unsung heroes, you spoke about a 50-day fast. How did that happen? जब हम संकल्प लेते हैं. So the power of संकल्प. फिर वो ऊपर नीचे नहीं होता है. You see it through. तो संकल्प लेते हैं, they believe in the संकल्प, and then they see it through. Dedication is a lovely word.
Yes, ma'am. He had dedicated his whole life.
Yes. So dedication is a very important word for you also, for all of you, for all of us. Courage comes from doing the right thing. When you know आप क्या कर रहे हो, why you're doing what you're doing, and उसके पीछे बहुत समझ है, courage comes. Another lovely thing about all of you is I see you gravitating towards goodness. I'm very touched. You're choosing goodness. It means so much to all of you. You're gravitating towards it. Keep doing that. Oh, just say you were asked a question. Beta, choices make us. Every choice has a consequence. When we're choosing, are we feeling good about our choice? Is it nourishing us? So, choices make us. Is it supporting the life that we're trying to create? We're trying to create a life. There's so many factors. But do our choices support that life that we're trying to create? You're all making careers, you're building your careers, you're moving towards careers. What will matter is what you bring to your career. Now that's going to be unique. Doctors, see, the professions are there for everyone. But what's the difference you make? It's your personal touch. So keep asking yourself, the career I'm going to choose, that's how you'll also get to know whether that's your calling or not. Am I bringing something special, my special, to what I'm doing? And with our motherland, it's a very personal bond. Feel the bond. After feeling the bond with your motherland, live the bond. And you'll find your own little unique ways of living the bond. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. You be the change you want to see in the world. And सुबह उठ के एक बारी मत्था लगाओ. It's माँ भूमि.
So, ma'am, yes, I have a habit of doing that.
Very nice. Very blessed. So these were my little thoughts I shared with you. Keep shining bright like this. Keep moving towards light.
So thank you, Sana. Thank you so much for these lovely nuggets of very encouraging, I think, value additions. Thank you so much, Sana. And lots of love to children. We will stay connected, as you know. You'll be part of our book reading group. We will keep nutritioning each other, stay connected, right? The group will stay, the leadership will stay and keep you informed of our day-to-day events, developments. You're now part of a larger family called the Book Reading Alumni. Now you're moving into the alumni. Good. Thank you. Till we meet again. Bless you.
खूब हंसते खेलते रहो, खुश रहो। जय धारी माँ, हंसते खेलते रहो, खुश
Thank you.
रहो,
Jai Dhani Ma. Thank you.
Thank
खुश
you.
Thank you so much. Thank
खुश
you.
रहो, खुश रहो, हंसते खेलते रहो।
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.